The majority of people live under an optical illusion. They believe that spending more money on a watch automatically means acquiring a more precise instrument. They are profoundly mistaken. If your sole objective is to know what time it is with atomic precision, a €20 Casio will humble a €100,000 Patek Philippe in any laboratory test. So, what is it we're really paying for when we move up a step? Why would anyone in their right mind pay the price of a mansion for an object that does exactly the same thing as their mobile phone? The answer isn't just in the seconds, but in the engineering, the history, and the scarcity. The technical difference between an entry-level piece and a luxury timepiece has nothing to do with accuracy. It has to do with understanding what part of your money goes to marketing and what part goes to the hands of a craftsman who dedicated months to polishing a gear that perhaps you'll never see. Today, we're going to dissect the 7 levels of global watchmaking, from the plastic watches that conquered the world to independent pieces that defy the laws of physics. By the end of this analysis, you'll know precisely where to invest your money, and most importantly, you'll be able to spot when they're selling you smoke in an elegant box. Level 1. The mirage of fashion and the survival quartz. This is where the journey truly begins for 90% of the population, and it's also where the most expensive mistakes are made. Welcome to the world of so-called affordable luxury, a term specifically created by marketing departments to sell you something that is neither true luxury nor a sound investment. This level is home to fashion brands, designer watches, and those Instagram campaigns with photos of sailboats and champagne glasses. The technical reality is disappointing. Inside those €200 watches, there's usually a Chinese or Japanese quartz movement that costs between €2 and €5. You are paying an exorbitant 2,000% premium for a brand that probably won't even exist in 10 years. They are disposable objects designed to look good in a selfie, but destined to end up in a drawer when the battery dies or their mineral glass crystal gets scratched. However, at this very same price point, there exists one exception that every serious collector, even those who own Rolex watches, profoundly respects: Casio. So why exactly is Casio considered the undisputed king of the entry-level tier? Because they are honest. A Casio F91-W or a G-Shock don't pretend to be status symbols. They are tools of pure engineering. The G-Shock was born from an engineer's obsession to create a watch that would survive a 10-meter fall. These are watches that have been on space missions, in war zones, and on the wrists of the world's toughest divers. Quartz never fails when it comes to its precision. As a matter of fact, it vibrates at 32,768 times every single second, which makes it absolutely and ridiculously accurate. Where it really and truly fails is in the emotional connection. A watch of this particular level is nothing more than a simple appliance for the wrist. But if you're going to be here, you should choose the superior engineering of Casio over the empty marketing of a fashion brand. Level 2. The gateway and the mechanical heartbeat. This is where the mental click happens. It is the level where the watch stops being an electronic device and becomes an object with a heartbeat. Welcome to true mechanical watchmaking. At this level, the absolute protagonists are Japanese brands: Seiko, Citizen, and Orient. There are no longer any batteries here. The power is generated by a true mainspring that you yourself wind with the movement of your arm. It's the awakening of curiosity. How can a collection of gears and springs tell time without any electricity? Seiko is the principal architect of this particular level with its legendary Seiko 5 series. What makes Seiko truly superior to almost any other brand in this price range is its vertical integration. While much more expensive European brands acquire components from third parties, Seiko manufactures its own oils, its own synthetic rubies, and its own hairsprings. Alongside this, Citizen represents an unwavering and truly unbreakable robustness. With their Miyota movements, Citizen has powered half the global watch industry, offering in their own timepieces, such as the renowned Tsuyosa or their ProMaster models, a mechanical reliability that is quite simply bulletproof. It is at this level that true passion is born. Pieces like the Orient Bambino offer a classic dress watch aesthetic that visually competes with watches costing many thousands of euros. Here, you're not just buying an accessory, you're acquiring a legacy. It's a timepiece that, with just minimal upkeep, you could pass on to your child. Level 2 signifies the point when you decide your watch needs a mechanical soul to truly support it. This is the smartest purchase for anyone who prioritizes durability over social status. Level 3. The Swiss-made designation and the quality barrier. This is where a single word begins to carry significant weight in the narrative: Switzerland. But be careful, the Swiss-made seal is often widely misunderstood. Legally, It only stipulates that 60% of the manufacturing costs must occur in Switzerland. This allows many brands to import components from Asia and assemble them on Swiss territory to inflate the price. However, brands like Tissot, Hamilton, Certina, and Longines dominate this particular territory with honor. Here, the leap in quality is truly palpable to the touch. We switched from mineral glass to sapphire crystal, a material whose hardness is only surpassed by diamond, meaning your watch will look new for decades. At this level, the movements are much more refined. Calibers like the Powermatic 80 appear, which offers an 80-hour power reserve. This means that you can leave your watch on your nightstand throughout the entire weekend, and on Monday it will still be ticking with complete accuracy. Level 3 is the sweet spot for the professional who desires a serious, Swiss, and respected timepiece without venturing into the realm of irrational prices. You're paying for proven engineering, hand-polished finishes, and the peace of mind knowing that any watchmaker in the world can repair your piece 50 years from now. Level 4, the enthusiast's territory and genuine value. If you've made it this far, you're no longer a casual buyer, you are a true collector. At this level, brands like Tudor, Oris, Sin, and Nomos offer what many experts consider the very pinnacle of watchmaking logic. This is where generic movements truly fall behind, and we begin to see manufacture calibers that are specifically designed and exclusively produced by the brand itself. The detail here becomes obsessive. We're talking about millimeter-level tolerances in the bracelet's adjustment, ceramic bezels that rotate with the satisfying click of a safe, and resistance to magnetism that protects the watch from the interference of our digital lives. The Tudor Black Bay, for example, offers a user experience that even challenges Rolex, its sister brand. What defines level 4 is credibility. When you wear an Oris or a German Sin, you're sending a message to the world. I know watches. You don't buy these brands for massive street recognition. You buy them for the personal satisfaction of wearing a superior piece of engineering. It's the maximum performance money can buy before the value curve starts to flatten and you begin to pay absurd amounts for minimal improvements. Level 5. The icons of absolute luxury and investment. This is where names stop being brands and become legends. We're now in the territory of Rolex, Omega, and Cartier. At this level, you're no longer just purchasing a device to tell time. You're acquiring a significant financial asset. To discuss this tier means talking about the pivotal milestones that shaped the 20th century. For example, the Omega Speedmaster, the very first watch to reach the moon. The Rolex Submariner, a truly iconic and groundbreaking design that fundamentally redefined what a modern dive watch should embody. Its resale value remains exceptionally high, reaching such levels that, in a significant number of cases, these exquisite timepieces actually represent far more lucrative investments than even the conventional stock market. The engineering and meticulous craftsmanship, especially evident at this advanced level 5, is truly and utterly impeccable. The movements are certified as chronometers of extreme precision, capable of functioning perfectly even under deep ocean pressures or powerful magnetic fields that would instantly halt any other mechanism. But what you're truly paying for here is immortality. A Rolex or an Omega isn't purchased for just one decade. They are acquired for several generations. The after-sales service of these brands guarantees your watch can be restored to its pristine condition within 100 years. It's the luxury of instant recognition, the universal symbol of success achieved through effort. Level 6. The Holy Trinity and the Art of High Watchmaking. Welcome to the Olympus of traditional watchmaking. Here, the concept of price takes a backseat to artistic value. We stand before the Holy Trinity, Patek Philippe, Audemars Piguet, and Vacheron Constantin. At this level, industrial production disappears, giving way to pure craftsmanship. Every component, even those the owner will never see, hidden deep within the mechanism, is finished by hand. The angles of the bridges are mirror-polished, the screws are fire-blued, and the dials are true masterpieces of enamel or guilloche. This is where the astronomical complications begin to appear. Perpetual calendars, watches that know exactly how many days each month has and when it's a leap year, all the way until 2100. Minute repeaters, intricate mechanisms that, when a lever is activated, chime the time using small, meticulously hand-tuned bells. Tourbillons, complex mechanisms specifically designed to counteract the adverse effects of gravity on the watch's overall precision. This is truly the point where advanced science transforms into a beautiful art form, and mere steel becomes an enduring legend. Level 6+1, the final frontier and the avant-garde independence. Beyond centuries-old traditional brands, there exists a universe where physics, chemistry, and conventional design cease to exist. Welcome to avant-garde independent watchmaking. Richard Mille, F.P. Jern, M.B. and F., and H. Moser and Cia. You're not buying ancient history. You're buying the future of engineering. A Richard Mille isn't just a watch. It's a chassis for the wrist designed to withstand extreme G-forces using materials like TPT carbon and aerospace-grade titanium. On the other hand, an FP Journey represents the pursuit of pure chronometric perfection, manufacturing its mechanisms in solid 18-karat gold. At this level, money no longer guarantees the purchase. The production is so incredibly limited, sometimes only 50 pieces are made each year, that you need to possess a certain status within the most exclusive collector circles on the planet to even be allowed to acquire one. These timepieces are truly the supercars of the watchmaking world. They are bold, incredibly complex, and quite radically expensive. It is the point where collecting transforms into an obsession for that which is unique, rare, and technically impossible. It represents the ultimate expression of human individuality, a mechanical reminder that true perfection is still quite possible in a world so heavily dominated by the digital. Conclusion: the true value of your time. We've journeyed across the entire spectrum, from the enduring functionality of a simple resin Casio all the way to the astronomical complexity of a platinum Patek Philippe. But at the end of the day, there's one fundamental truth that unites all levels. Time is the most valuable resource you truly possess. The way you choose to measure that time says a lot about who you are, what you value, and where you are going. It doesn't matter if you wear a 20-euro watch or one worth 200,000. What matters is that every time you look at your wrist, you see something that inspires you, something that reminds you of your goals and the effort you've put in to achieve them. Watchmaking isn't about telling time. It's about celebrating human engineering and the beauty of perpetual motion. And you, now that you know the steps, what level are you at today and where would you like to be 5 years from now? If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. It greatly helps the channel grow. Subscribe not to miss upcoming videos, as some exciting content is on its way. But now, I want to hear from you. Tell me what level you're at and what you'd like to achieve. See you in the next video.